Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another Respawnables video. This is part 9 of my all weapons in multiplayer series. In today's part, I'm going to start off using the Assault CCP VI. This weapon was released during the AtomCon update of 2017. And what's interesting about this weapon is this is the weapon that was included in the most amount of bundles of all time. This weapon was included in 7 different bundles. So first off, this weapon was included in the CCP VI box, which was released during the 2017 AtomCon update. But then 1 year later, or about 1 year later, during the second archery tournament update, they came out with another bundle called Copycat Swarm. And basically that bundle was a mega pack, or a mega bundle, which included 7 different bundles, all of which included this weapon, and you just got different pieces of gear that you could use to change this weapon's performance or give yourself some different stat boosts. And I think the idea behind that was because all these armor sets have the same appearance mostly, except for some accent colors which are difficult to see while you're playing, of course, that it would kind of confuse the enemy and they would be left wondering which perks you've got equipped. But yeah, anyway, this is the weapon that comes equipped in all those bundles. We just got done playing with it. We're swapping over to the next one. I don't really like the weapon. It kills very slow. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of it whatsoever. Now we move on to the Rager, which has an active skill which allows you to shoot faster, move faster, as well as reload faster. I keep getting killed by the Fury Pets. That's just a bad play on my part. I'm sorry. But yeah, the Rager is a shotgun. It has 6 rounds. It looks really cool. This one you could obtain also during the AtomCon event. This was the top event weapon of that event. But I didn't get it at the time, so I only got it, I think when the game pretty much gave away all the weapons for free. You could purchase every weapon for just a single cash at the end of the game's lifetime. And I think I only got this weapon at that point. But yeah, the Rager, it's a cool weapon. It's not a one-shot, so it's not going to be a one-shot kill, but it is still a pretty powerful weapon. I enjoy playing with it. Now we're going to move on to the Aristocrat's rifle, not the Aristocrat shotgun. That was a while ago that we played with that weapon. This one I wouldn't say is nearly as good as the shotgun, simply because the shotgun is going to be a one-shot kill at close range, whereas this one has a much more consistent damage. So, let's say that there's an enemy that is using 40% extra health. With Aristocrat's shotgun, you should still be able to kill that person in one shot if you're standing right next to him. But with Aristocrat's rifle, you're just not going to be able to do that whatsoever. So that's kind of why I prefer the Aristocrat shotgun over the rifle. Also, SF Head is a much easier way to buff the shotgun. Buffing the rifle is a little bit more difficult to do. But the Aristocrat's rifle does have a little bit of a faster reload speed than the shotgun. It also has an active skill, but unlike the ballistic knife and the portable heavy machine active skill that we played with in the previous video, this one absolutely sucks. It does barely any damage. It's really only useful if you want to finish someone off if you didn't kill them in one shot with the rifle itself. But yeah, the weapon is still very overpowered. It just really destroys the noobs. So as you can see, we just got done playing with the dual Blunderbuss. I'm sorry I'm not able to give you a lot of commentary on that weapon, but it's a phenomenal weapon, very overpowered. Each individual shot actually deals more damage than a shot from the regular Blunderbuss, so it's a little bit more comparable to something like the golden Blunderbuss in that case. And as you can see, we also just got done playing with the heavy grenade launcher. All 3 of those weapons were actually introduced during the 2017 Big Map Quest update, and the heavy grenade launcher was the top event weapon of that event. Now, I don't really like the weapon. It's very weak, and you move around super slowly as well, so I don't really like the heavy grenade launcher. And as you can see, we're just moving on to the next weapon right away. This is the dual Vamp-Handguns, introduced during the 2017 Halloween update, which I think was called Trick or Treat. And yeah, these guns are pretty good. They're kind of similar to the dual Freedom revolvers, although these ones don't have nearly as much range as those guns do. And this is also the second healing weapon introduced into the game after the Heavy Medic Mark I, which we played with in the previous part. But unlike that weapon, this one you don't have to use an active skill to swap between the different ammo types, one being your regular ammo or bullets and the other one being your healing ammo. This one just does it automatically, so if you're shooting against an enemy, you're going to deal your regular damage against them, and if you're shooting at a teammate, you're going to be healing them. These weapons do have their own active skill, however, and I already showed that off to you. It's basically this explosion that goes off, and it can be used to damage enemies, as well as heal your teammates and yourself as well. So now we move on to the next weapon, also introduced during the 2017 Halloween update, the Trick or Treat update. This is the Toxic Shotgun, and this weapon I would say is definitely more overpowered than the dual Vamp-Handguns. This one has 10 rounds in the clip, and it is, I believe, the third poison weapon introduced into the game after the Poison Dart Handgun as well as the DU, which we played with in the previous video. And just like those weapons and pretty much every single poison weapon in the game, the Toxic Shotgun is very overpowered. The damage over time from the poison effect is just very strong. As you can see, this weapon also has an active skill. You throw out this poison grenade. It just works like a regular hand grenade gadget, so it explodes not on impact, but it has a countdown. And the explosion from the grenade doesn't even deal as much damage as a hand grenade. It's mainly the poison damage that comes afterwards that's going to be dealing the majority of the damage. I show that off right here before I kill myself and swap over to the next weapon, which is the Shark Bow, the top event weapon from the 2017 Trick or Treat event. And this one is pretty good. This is another bow, just like so many other bows in the game. This one was a little bit different at release. It had 6 rounds in the clip. Now it has 10. And yeah, it's a pretty good weapon. This one is definitely capable of hitting long-range targets, as you can see. It also has a scope, and it has the stake launcher mechanic where you kind of immobilize your enemies. Now this guy's also using trap metals. It's just me and this single guy here in this lobby. I'm going to try and get past this trap metal. I, of course, get hit by it right there. And we're going to get a couple kills here with the Shark Bow. Very fun weapon to play with as well. You definitely move around fast enough. You have a lot of ammo. It deals good damage. I would say this is actually better than the dual stake launchers. I think the stake also travels a little bit quicker than with the stake launcher or the dual stake launchers as well. So here we go. We get one more kill. The headshots, as you can see, are a one-shot kill, which is pretty awesome. And now that I think of it, I believe that the Shark Bow also had a slower fire rate at release. So this gun definitely got a massive buff. It got more ammo, and it also got a fiery boost. And this is kind of comparable to the healing crossbow, which also had its ammo increased in the same update. And yeah, that's going to be the weapon that we're going to be playing with in the next part. This video is actually a little bit interesting because this recording was quite a bit longer than my standard recordings, which average around 16 minutes. This one was quite a bit longer, so I'm actually going to split this recording into 2 separate parts. That's why this video and probably the next part are going to be a little bit shorter than usual. But anyway, as you can see, now we're playing with the IZO-X, which is a pretty decent weapon. It's basically a more powerful version of the Airsoft SMG, which is one of the worst weapons in the entire game. Now, the IZO-X does have what I would consider to be probably the worst active skill in the entire game. And look, I am aware that there are active skills that don't do anything for you, that basically just drop a cosmetic item. But if we're comparing active skills that are supposed to do something for you, like, you know, help you damage enemies or give yourself some extra protection or other stat boosts, the IZO-X's active skill has to be one of the absolute worst active skills in the entire game. So as you can see, we're on to the next match. Now we're playing with the Incredible Bow. Now, I do have to mention something. The weapon that would normally come after the IZO-X would be the Healer. But I don't own the Healer. The Healer is one of 5 weapons in the game that I do not own. It was also not able to be purchased after the game's lifetime had pretty much ended. So that's one of the 5 weapons in the game that I do not own, is the Healer. So unfortunately, I'm not able to show you that weapon, but we are playing right now with the Incredible Bow. All of those weapons were, by the way, introduced during the 5th anniversary event of 2017, which was pretty awesome, by the way. So yeah, we're playing with the Incredible Bow. Also has an active skill. I show it off right there. It's not going to be able to one-shot many enemies whatsoever, as you can see right there, but the Incredible Bow is probably one of the best bows in the game, I have to say. So now we're playing with one of the event weapons, not the top event weapon. This one is the handgun, and it was given away pretty much during the middle of the event. And then the dual handguns I'll show off in a little bit as well. That's actually going to be the final weapon in this video. So yeah, now we're equipping the dual handguns. I do like these weapons quite a bit. They're pretty fun. They're not the best weapons, but I think that they're pretty fun to play with. So yeah, this is the top event weapon from the 5th anniversary event. As you know, the game came out in December of 2012, and the 5th anniversary event came out in November of 2017 to celebrate the 5th anniversary. So yeah, but yeah, this is the first part where I also don't own one of the weapons in the game, which is the healer. So like I said, this is pretty much every single weapon in the game, but there are some that I am missing. The healer is 1 out of 5 that I do not own. But yeah, in the next part, we're going to start playing with the Falling Star. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.